products that I've been using. I thought instead of doing like individual ones, because they're just small products that I don't necessarily think I need to do a full video on, I can kind of cover them pretty quickly. So I thought I'd make just one kind of like new haul, but this stuff is specifically like for my skin. So I'm going to start out with this particular new item. Is kind of the second part to last week's video. I talked about the iSlay brush collection from Morphe. Now this is like the sister collection specifically for your face, again from Morphe. Now again, same as last week, it comes with this adorable bag, but this one's much bigger than the other one. And it is literally like you could put all of your products for a full face makeup in this bag. It's so big and it's so cute and I love it. Plus this bag comes with all 5 of these brushes. These 5 brushes are pretty much the majority of what you would use to apply makeup on your face. So the iSlay was all the brushes you can need to do your eyes. This is pretty much, I'm not gonna say all of the brushes, but most of the brushes you would need to do your face. So first up, I've been trying out the Becca Skin Love. This is the Weightless Blur Foundation. And honestly, I really love it. It's very lightweight, similar to a tinted moisturizer where you don't really feel like you're wearing makeup, but it's also like such a light coverage that you feel like you're not wearing makeup, but it still kind of gives like that blurred, filtered look that a lot of people like without wearing a ton of makeup on your skin. So your skin can still really breathe, which is great about this. It is buildable, but if you want like a heavier coverage, this probably isn't the foundation to go with, but this is like a great everyday foundation. So the base of the Becca Skin Love collection, ingredients that are supposed to help your skin opposed to do damage or harm to it. So that's what this whole line is about. And this is the only product I've tried so far, but I loved it so much. I'm definitely gonna be trying more. So another new product I tried would be the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. Pretty much when I do cream or liquid contours, I use a stick just because it's so convenient and easy and mess-free. Obviously, when I saw that Benefit came out with a contour stick that was the same color as my favorite bronzer, the Hoola bronzer, which it is, that's why it's called the Hoola Contour Stick. It's the same color and it's just such a good universal color, so I would definitely recommend this. It blends out so nicely without being like really heavy, but also still can be worked into your skin and sheared out or built up to be heavy. It's just a really good formula. And of course, I love the color because it's the Hoola color. So last but not least, this is more of a tool than a product, the Beauty Blender Puff. So again, I love my beauty blenders. And so my surprise that I would love the Beauty Blender Puff is no different. This is so smart. So you pretty much have a reusable puff, which is great because I use a lot of disposable puffs on my clients, and I obviously want to steer away from using disposable stuff and work towards reusable, but with it still being sanitary. I was super excited to try this out. And again, same as the actual Beauty Blender, this has the same egg shape, which is such a great shape. Kudos to Beauty Blender because this egg shape is just so practical. Point at the top is literally just so perfect for getting in and under your eye section. Still have wider area for covering more ground, so if you want to do it around your jawline, your forehead, all of that, it still works on here. So pretty much the pink side is what you dip into your product and apply if you're going to bake. It flips around to the other side so that you can use this side to really work product into your skin opposed to dusting it off and wasting. Okay, so the first out of my new skin products that I will be showing you guys today is the Becca Skin Love. And I will be starting off, for the sake of showing you guys these brushes, this flat brush. It's a foundation brush, which normally I don't tend to always apply my foundation with a brush like this. I tend to do more of a beauty blender, but it's always good to just have one just like this. I tend to like these for like tinted moisturizers and thinner, less coverage foundations, so I thought would be perfect to show you with the Skin Love. With these flatter brushes, I tend to do more of like a buffing, so you go circular motions and then like stipple in the areas you feel like needs a little bit more coverage, but the buffing tends to kind of spread the foundation out the best without wasting too much. The next product I'll be showing you is the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick with the flat brush as well. Kind of double use this, but if I'm being totally honest, I tend to use this brush more for like blending out a contour than my foundation. Sometimes I use it, but most of the time I stick to my Beauty Blender. So and again with these, I'm just buffing, so circular motions, but make sure you're buffing up and kind of back into your hairline to blend that in. Okay, so for my next product, well, this one isn't as much a product because I've been using the product itself for a while, but it's more the tool I'm trying out. This is the Beauty Blender. So this is a like two-way puff, and it's really great for those of you who use disposable puffs or use a powder. This is great for like baking, but again, baking can be scary, but it can also be very light and natural and just really help make sure your eyes don't crease. So with the same Becca Under Eye powder, so it has this little for your finger to hold it, and I'm just going to dip the pink side into my powder. Wherever you normally bake, this is a great tool for it because you can pick it up with this. Now you flip so that the strap is in the back. You can let it sit as long or as little as you want. I don't normally tend to let it sit for like a ton of time, just to like kind of really bake it in. And then on the beige side, I'm not like wiping it off. I'm actually just pressing the powder into my skin. And will also, for your concealer or your highlight, it will blend out any like lines that have already started to gather, which is great. And that is the Beauty Blender reusable puff. I am using the powder brush. Now this could also be like a good bronzer brush if you're someone who likes a really fluffy bronzer brush, but I personally prefer something a little bit more like detailed for my bronzer brush, so I would use this super fluffy brush for my powder. So mainly this video is to show you more new products rather than the products I use all the time, but I am using those as well as all my new products. So for my bronzer, since I like a little bit more of a detailed brush, this is the same shape as the brush I used for the powder, but I said could be used as a bronzer brush, but this is just more detailed, so I prefer it for my bronzer. And that is why I prefer it, just because I feel like I have so much more control, because I tend to really use my bronzers as like somewhere between a blush and a contour. You know, and sometimes I will kind of just like lightly dust it, but I don't have a huge face, so I can't go too much with my bronzer. And now the fan brush. And like I've used before, I prefer fan brushes for a contour, so. Just getting in where I use my bronzer and just like really cutting in back here. I'm not going too forward. My chin to just kind of chisel that out, down my nose. And the last of the brush collection, the blush brush. Dust on the apples of my cheeks. And these are all of like the newer products or tools that I've been using lately that I really, really love. So I want to share with you guys to kind of give you an update with like new products, because I'm always trying out new products, but I obviously don't love all of them, or I don't really think they're all worth like making a video over. So I just wanted to update you guys with some new ones that I think you should test out. So hope you enjoy, and I hope you love these products too.